Woohoo! And welcome back, everybody who is watching me live, who is going to be watching the replay. Welcome to day 23 of Spice Up Manifestation Hot Sauce Sessions. And we are moving along. We learned so much already. And today is one of my favorite topics. It's all about vibration and frequency. And let's just start it. What I wanted to first tell you, we are all, if we come back to the physics, right? Because a lot of people are questioning and saying, is the law of attraction is real? Maybe it just scam, maybe it just illusion, maybe it just works for some, but not for all. And I just want to invite you go back to your classes when you were studying physics. Not that I do remember a lot about it, but some of my knowledge that I recall. We all were learning about that each object is vibrating, as well as humans. We are all vibrational beings because we are all made out of energy. Every object is vibrating, and sometimes we do not see the way that solid objects are vibrating because they are vibrating with a very low frequency, with a very low frequency, slow frequency. And we are all vibrational beings. What does it mean? That we are on a specific frequency. How is that actually related to our manifestation? It has a direct connection, because the way to determine which frequency we are vibrating, we just check with our emotions. This is the topic that everybody can connect to, because emotions is something that we are dealing on a daily basis. And it's great for us to understand how can we regulate our emotions and how the emotions trigger the results that we generate in our life. So let's talk about emotions. Just think about your this kind of person that just wakes up and start running in your head what kind of things you have to do, going through your to-do list, and then getting very stressed because you have so many on things on your list, and then grabbing the phone and watching the news and then charging yourself up. So just think about it. The first thing what you do in the morning is setting up you up for the entire day. Become more mindful of that, right? So if we want to change our vibration, if we want to change our emotional state, we want to be more mindful. How do we start our day? And for that, we want to break our habits, right? Because if we are going through this manifestation journey and we want to change our results, we start from changing our habits. Because remember, if you keep doing the same things, you are going to produce the same results. In order to change something in your life, you have to change the habits. And what kind of habits I'm talking about? So first thing, when you wake up with intentions. What exactly would I love to experience today? Forget about your to do list. Think about your to be list. What kind of being I want to be today? How am I going to show up in the world? Am I going to be that inspiring, that excited person? Am I going to be just living my life to the fullest in the moment and enjoy every step in the process? And then just set these intentions. I want this day to be one of my best days in life. The more we set the intentions, that's exactly how we direct our energy. Remember, what we focus our attention, the universe treats as our intention. And we learn in this work to be more intentional and to focus on our emotions. So that's the first thing. Do not pick up your phone and start scrolling through the social media. Give yourself 5 to 10 minutes where you just express the gratitude, express the gratitude for this beautiful day, that you are still that breathing life expression, that you have another gift called life, and you are here to experience it. and experiment and to see what that life is all about. Then you can just also do some meditation, either do the guided meditation or just be quiet for 2 to 3 minutes. I know initially it's very difficult because we are full of the thoughts. The time that we close our eyes, all of a sudden everything comes to us, what we have to do, what are our plans for the day. So just notice these thoughts and bring yourself back to that stillness moment, right? So the more we learn how to focus our attention on something what we want, the more we learn how to direct our energy on the outcome that we desire. Remember, this is all the skill. Initially you are not gonna succeed right away, but I invite you not to be discouraged or do not quit. Keep doing, and each time it's gonna get better and better and better. Then maybe drink a glass of water with lemon. We want to break our usual habits in order to see different results. If you've never drinking the water with lemon, this is something you want to do. And you can journal, right? So whatever it is, I'm just giving you some options and you see whatever fits you and whatever resonates with you and start experimenting. It's very important how we start our day because our energy can be directed for something great, and what's in our mind is going to show up in our life. So emotions. Then let's think that we are going about our day. We hit the traffic. How do we deal with that? Again, I was talking that about the story in the gratitude when we were talking about the gratitude, and I said it's all in our perception how well we can shift our focus from something that we do not like and put it in another perspective. Even when we are in traffic, rather than getting charged up and curse and say, I'm so late, just be in the moment and be grateful that maybe there is an accident. That's why there is a traffic. And be grateful that you are not the one in the accident. And just send love and think about that another person that got into the accident is going to be all right. So there is always something for us to think about and connect with. And if we go about the day, just remember with this work, manifestation is not just for the fact of having our desire, but who we become in the process. Because we learn so much. We learn how to regulate our emotions. We learn how not to react, but respond. We learn that we are not going to be triggered by somebody's words, by somebody's actions, by anything what's going on outside of us. We learn to stay in our power and regulate our emotions regardless of anything that's going on outside of us. This is the skill again, and it gets better with the practice. So I'm going to give you the tool for the emotions. How do we actually tackle our emotions better? For instance, if you stressed out, if something is not the way you usually feel, you would know it right away. So what does it mean? It means you're just going lower on your emotion. It means your frequency is down. So what is the way to break that pattern? You just stop. You notice. You notice through the way you feel that this is not your usual self, and you just pause it and ask yourself the question, what thoughts had I had in my head right now that caused these feelings? Because the way we feel connects to our thoughts. Whatever we are thinking in a particular moment, it's going to be the way we feel. If we think about the vacation, how are we going to feel? We are going to be excited. We are going to be daydreaming that we are on the beach, that we are just walking by, having great dinner, right? So we are relaxed, we are in the good vibes. But when we think about something stressful, maybe we have the project to turn on, the deadline, or something is not working out in the relationship, right? We, as long as we start thinking about these thoughts, we could feel it in our body through our feelings and emotions. And it's very important to understand our emotions because our emotions are directly connected to our frequency. And there is the chart, it's called emotion vibrational chart. So you can look it up online. And the way it just shows you that the lowest emotions are shame, guilt, apathy, and fear. So if you want to see what frequency you are on, you always want to go above these emotions. And the highest emotions are love, joy, peace, and authenticity. So just think about yourself. So when you want to be that energetic match to the desire that you have, to your vision, right? You remember that the person from your future self is going to be in all these elevated emotions because they got it all. Everything worked out for them. They have to be joyful, they have to be peaceful, they have to express love and authenticity. And not to say that we constantly can be on the same emotional scale. We are the humans, right? We are the humans. So we go through all the emotions from time to time. That would be unreal to expect that the person is always on the high emotions. But the most important thing is to recognize it and be able to regulate it. Once you learn how to regulate your emotions and at least be on the neutral side rather than just falling down on that scale, you realize that practicing that is going to make it perfect. And the more you do it, the more you're going to be able to sustain in the emotions that you desire. Why does it matter for manifestation? Because remember, emotions equal frequency. So we are like that radio station. Let's say if you want your desire and your desire is on KTU channel, right? You have to tune the knob, you have to go on that channel in order to experience that reality. If you're going to be on the Z100, you're not going to be hearing the music that's on KTU. The same thing with the TV. If you're watching the news, you're getting all these low vibration. That's why I say be more mindful what you are consuming, what kind of information you're consuming, what kind of conversations you are participating, because everything tends to charge us, right? So we want to preserve that peace, we want to preserve that mindfulness, and we become more aware what exactly we participate in. So if you are watching the news and all the news, most of them are negative news, and that's how our brain is wired, that's what we are consuming. Sometimes even our physiology is going to show up, like our heart starts beating faster, we start feeling all these negative emotions, and then we said, you know what, it's enough for me, let me just tune to something else. And you take the remote control, you just change the channel, you change it to travel channel or the animal channel. And you feel right away the shift of your emotions. You feel you become more at peace. You feel you become more light in energy. That's exactly how we can change our frequency based on our emotions. And again, whatever we want, whatever our desire is, and as I was stated before, it comes from physics. The first law of thermodynamics states that the energy cannot be created or destroyed. What does it mean? It means that the reality that you want is already there, but it's just on a different frequency. And it's your job as the manifester to tap to that frequency. How do you tap to that frequency? You continue working on yourself, because the version of yourself that is today is not the energetic match to what you want. By working on yourself, by changing your limiting beliefs, by figuring out how you can up level yourself, making sure that you are using the right words, making sure that you express yourself the way you're supposed to. See that your behavior is changing, your beliefs are changing, you as the personality is changing. All these changes are going to lead you to tap into the frequency of your desire. And as I always keep mentioning, that it's not even the question that you can have everything what you want. You definitely can. I give you 100% because I've seen it for myself. I've seen it for my clients. I've seen it for thousands and thousands of people. It's not a question if you can have it. You can have it anything what you want, but it's the process and you have to put the work in. Without the work, and that's exactly what separates successful people from everybody else. Who are these successful people? The successful people are the same losers who try one more time. In other words, you are not allowed to quit. If you set your mind on something that you truly desire, you just keep going until you meet your creation. And I promise you all will. You all will. Somebody arrives earlier, somebody might take more time. But the idea is that obviously the easiest way is when you have the structure of support, when you have the system that generates the result. But if you decide to go on your own, you can definitely travel as well. And like I said, the most important thing is consistency, persistency, having the tools. And that's exactly how you can tap to the desired reality that you want. So that's what I wanted to talk to you today about the importance of emotions and how they connected to that frequency that we want to manifest. Remember one thing, that we all attract all the time. And the reality that we are attracting at any given moment, it relates to our vibrational frequency. Whatever we are vibrating at, whatever level we are vibrating at, that's the reality that we are going to be experiencing. Remember that life itself, everything what is surrounding ourselves is the illusion. And reality is something that we are creating on our own. So I invite you again to be more conscious, because with conscious design, you can create the desired reality. And the fun work for next day is going to be express your emotions and frequencies through the art. Pick the colors that represent how you feel and shift your mood by transitioning from dark shades to brighter ones. And I'm going to write more in the description so you understand exactly what I mean. But if you sit down with just a sheet of paper with different colors of pens or crayons and just start expressing your mood, right? Because we are so out of touch of our emotions. Nobody was teaching us this in school. And a lot of times we don't even recognize that we have emotions. Sometimes we just subside them. We deny that we have the emotions. And this is not good, because we want to connect with our emotions. We want to understand ourselves. And when we sit down and just, you pick for yourself, what are the colors, the dark colors that would represent your emotion of sadness or emotion of anxiety or stress. Like, pick different colors, have fun with that, and you are going to explore more and more about yourself, and start drawing something if you are in a negative emotions, and then start picking up these colors for more positive emotions, and see how your energetic state is going to change, see how your mood is going to be elevated. So that's it for today. I love you all. Thanks so much for tuning in. You've been called to draw and paint again. This is beautiful. Yes, Power. Thanks so much for joining. Definitely. You know what? There are no coincidences. And just because you're tuning into this and hearing this, it's your confirmation. It's your confirmation that this is going to work for you. Yes, keep exploring. And remember, we are all, thank you so much, Wendy. We are all creating our life. And the more we tap to our creativity factor, whether this is music or drawing, singing, whatever it is, right? The more we can tap into our creative energy, and we start really thinking the different ways of, and we are tapping into the solution land without using our analytical mind. And it's just mind blowing what we can create with our creative mind. So keep discovering, keep doing this beautiful job. I invite all of you to tap to that, to start really experimenting with your emotions. You could put different colors to your emotions. You could name different emotions and just start like really understanding, how do I feel? What kind of emotion is that? and learn with the tool that I gave you, just to shift that, right? When you pause, when you think about what is that negative emotion that what is that negative thinking that I just had in my head that caused me to feel the way I felt, you take a couple of deep breaths, right? Because the breathing is actually regulating our nervous system. We become more calm. We are clearing our mind and we think better. And then you just pick 10 things what you love to do, and just have this emergency list somewhere on the side. Just have the emergency list that you go by. For instance, taking the bath, taking the walk in the nature, maybe listening to the song, dancing, right? Whatever it is, just have these 10 items on your emergency list that you can go to in order to shift your focus from something negative to more positive. And you'll see, the more you're going to use this tool, the better you can control your emotions, and you can shift yourself from feeling down to feeling again excited and happy. That's it for me for today. Thanks so much for joining, Power. Thanks so much for joining, Wendy, and everybody who was watching and who is going to be watching the replay. Love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow on another episode. Thank you. Bye.